Wagwan guys, welcome back to another great episode of the Bourbon Jamaican. It is Christmas Eve and we're closing out, getting ready for Christmas morning. So many of you will see this on Christmas morning. We got a special lineup. We got 2024 Booker's series 1 through 4. We were finally able to grab the last one this week. And pretty excited, so we'll close this one out with our advent calendar. We're doing a blind, and we're pretty excited. Following this one, you'll be able to see a video of our favorite Bookers from the 2020.
The last 3 years, you know. Brady has the year 2022, I have the year 2023, and I think the Jamaican and Brady have the collection of 2024.
We're about 2020.
You're not too far off, are you?
I'm missing batch 2 because that one wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
I just got the 4, but I told Shelly before this, if batch 4 gets in my bottom 2, he's buying it as a backup. He said, "You got it." I haven't had it yet.
I'm telling you, I think you're gonna like it. But we're gonna start from left to right.
Yeah, we'll just start at glass 1.
All right.
We did mix these up a couple times.
And one of them is a fresh crack because I can't keep the Springfield on the shelf long enough. Does this smell like pure, like a creme brulee? It's
Yes.
burnt brown sugar on the top.
Yes, it's a heavy vanilla and brown sugar note. Man, it's really, really sweet.
It's like, how you say it, Brady? Syrup.
Yes, it is. It is like syrup. It's funny because it's like I don't really know. I haven't had any of these in a while, but that is really, really sweet. It's a little bitter on the back end,
That's what I was about to say.
which I'm not a fan of.
So it's probably like that
Yeah, like-
oakiness.
It's got a little Rolo feel to it.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I don't know.
I get that vanilla, like that creme brulee and brown sugar kind of note up front, really creamy sweetness, and then I get like a dark chocolate, and then the longer it sits, the more bitter it gets, and I get a little bit of that caramel and oak.
It might be a blend of that warm up that we did.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely have to come back to it. That's for sure.
All right, glass number 2. On the nose, this one is very fruity to me.
I get a lot of honey.
Very sweet. This one is a very high proof compared to the glass one.
That's completely different than the first one.
Yeah, but I'm saying the proof is a lot higher, I can tell. And most of these is coming in at 124, 125. I think the highest one is 130.
Yes. Yep. Booker's made history this year with that Master Distiller batch. It broke 130 for the first time in, I think it was like 10 years or something like that. It was before they named the batches.
This one kind of, once it touches the palate, it's super smooth and it's super buttery, right?
Yeah.
And then it goes on down and you don't get nothing, and then about 2 seconds later, you can feel that proof point that he was talking about come up and just kind of sit right here. That's where it just sits right there.
Ready for a proud sip.
Yeah.
I really like the mouthfeel glass 2. I'm not a fan of the flavor, whichever one it is.
All right, so we're on to glass number 3.
Now that smells like Booker's.
Getting that nutty.
Yeah, it's more of it's a peanut more than a peanut butter, but it's got like a really nice creamy vanilla.
Shit. It's crazy. I think my numbers are, I haven't had glass 4 yet, but I feel like I know what my 1 and 2 are already.
That one's dry. This is my gripe with it.
It's great on the nose.
It's like a dry rye though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty spicy.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of char on it too, so it's really spicy up front, and then it gets a little creamy, and then I get like that bitter oak char on the back end.
But the hug is there.
It hugs a lot, and it's really, really dry. I like the flavors of it though.
It's almost like a Sauvignon Blanc red.
Say that again?
Sauvignon Blanc.
Savon Blanc.
Yeah, so it's like it.
I'm going back to 1 real quick before we go to 4. Cause 1 that it hit me in the gate, it was really good, right? So like now that we got through a couple, I kind of want to see.
It's got the best nose in my opinion.
I think 2 has the best taste. 1 has the best nose so far.
Oh, that's
Glass
weird.
4 might change the game.
I really like Glass 1. Out of the first 3 so far. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna go to 4.
I think I know what this one is. Look at them legs, boy. Look at them legs. You sure these are half ounces, Brady?
Yeah, I measured it. That first one, I gotta wait before I try Glass 4. The number 1's like sticking
It's
to my
still kind of
cheeks.
burning it, but like even on my lips, I got that lingering sensation on my lips, and I was like, But I went back to 1.
Wow.
One,
It's gonna be tough.
or Glass 4 on the nose reminds me of 1 and 2 combined, where I get that vanilla brown sugar and then I get the honey.
Right.
I think Glass 4 is gonna be everybody's number 1.
Thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far in the video, finish out the year strong with us. Like, subscribe, show the comment section a little love.
And tell us if you've had either of these and what your thoughts are on them. What notes are you getting? How do you rate them? Price wise, these are coming in anywhere between 84 to what, 130,
110.
Yeah.
And you know, at a normal,
Yeah.
you can, on the secondary, you know, they get up to about 140 in some of them crazy good spirit stores out there in Kentucky.
But MSRP is around what, 80, 84.
MSRP this year was 100,
Damn.
but we've
got lucky then. We've got it.
that first one we got for 100, and then, or the first 2 actually, 3 and 4.
It's 84.
3 and 4 we got for $85, which was awesome.
They're even selling in Virginia at 105. Carrot, he's been looking at them, and I'm like, we haven't got batch 4 yet.
He said he's got batch 4 down there. I was
He does,
playing with him
yeah.
last night.
Yeah, but it's coming in at 105 to 110, and Virginia's a state regulated.
My issue with Booker's though is they're not all worth 105.
No.
You have to really do this blind to then decide, okay, this one's my favorite. That one I would probably be willing to pay 105. Or like, I don't know, in years past, like last year, Storyteller was a clear winner, but I don't even know if I'd pay 105 for the Storyteller. The Lumberyard, in my opinion, just off memory, I know we talked about this earlier, but
Yeah.
off of memory, Lumberyard was a lot better than the Storyteller.
Yeah, I would.
Personally.
I still chose the lumber.
So it goes year by year, but this year, I mean, the ages went up. We had one where the proof was really high, but that's what we like to see though. Those ages are, I think almost all of these are over 7.5 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if you watch some of our videos in past on the Bookers, we've kind of discussed and thrown around the idea of what it would be like if they only did 2 annual releases each year. You
Right.
know what that would look like.
yeah, do 2 instead of 4 and make them 9.5 years instead of 7.5 years.
Yeah.
Then and then you make the price 110. I'd be willing to pay the 110.
Yep, all day.
Glass 4 is probably my favorite noser.
Wait,
On the
taste it?
nose, you know
Have
what I
tried
mean?
it yet?
It's my favorite.
No, I haven't drank it yet.
Oh my goodness. I think
You got me a little nervous. I'm hoping that's not Jimmy's. I really like it though.
Oh, what's really weird is that you get that peanut forwardness on the back end of it, and usually with Booker's, right, you
Right off
can
the bat.
smell it all up front, and as soon as it touches the palate. But the finish is that peanut forward.
I get like a brownie note on number 4.
Yeah, I
Chocolate
can
brownie,
see
and
the
then I get the
brownie.
peanut
Yeah.
butter at the end, like he said.
The peanut butter is forward heavy for me.
The only
I'm a
Jim-
peanut butter.
The only Jim Beam thing I've ever tasted I've gotten that brownie note on is the Springfield batch, which makes me think Glass 4 is Springfield. I don't want to guess, but that one stands out across the other. That's so unique. All of these are unique, which I appreciate because that was my gripe when I bought all the 2022 ones. They all had the same profile, but it was which one's the most bitter, which is the most dry, and which one drinks the lowest proof. Besides that, they were all the same flavor profile.
Yeah.
So I stopped buying them. I didn't buy 23 because of that. And then this year they're branching out into different flavor profiles, which I appreciate.
And with the proof point, it's It's a little bit of something for everybody.
So I'm gonna go back. I just had 4 the second time. Now I'm drinking 3. I'm gonna go back to 1. 3 the second time through is really good. I really like glass 3. It's not as bitter as it was the first time. It's gotten really sweet. It's got a fruit note to it. That's, in my opinion, some of the best Bookers are the ones where you get the fruit note on them. It's not just like punching in the face with sweetness. When it adds that extra layer of complexity and gets that fruit note to it, I really like it. That's why I like the wild turkey stuff so much. I like that sweet fruit and spice, like, balance.
I'm surprised, going through all 4 of them, how really all 4 are different. We have some similarities in last year's batch, to where it was like the Apprentice and the Mighty Fine batch hit you a little bit different on the finish, but the Apprentice and the Mighty Fine batch, in my opinion, was kind of very similar.
Yeah.
And then 2 and 1 is kind of similar in this instance here, but all of them are distinct in their own way.
Right. That's why I'm happy for Bookers, because I love Jim Beam stuff, but that's kind of what I was alluding to, was, I've only been drinking Bookers the last 2 years, and they all, 8 batches in a row taste the exact same. It's just one of them drinks a little bit easier than the other. Well, then why am I paying $100 for 4 releases a year? That's $800 worth of bourbon where they all taste the same.
Yeah, this year they did pretty good. I kind of mixing it up, but I think I got my picks in.
Yeah, I know my 3rd and 4th place for sure. I gotta figure out my 1st and 2nd. I'm torn between glass 3 and 4 for my first, number 1 and number 2.
Yeah.
1, going back to it the second time and finishing that one, it's gotten bitter.
Number 2 was my favorite of going back to it just now. Number 2 is super bitter to me.
I don't like the savoriness of it. That's what
enticed me at the beginning.
Yeah.
I liked it at first, like when it got stuck right here. I was like, oh, okay, that's gonna be lasting. But
I don't like that. I get that on wild turkey stuff sometimes, and that's a throw off for me, because if that's all I get, if it's got I don't know, if the last note I'm left with is just a savory note and I feel it all up in my throat, not a fan. Gives me heartburn the rest of the day, and then I end up taking Prilosec and eating a meal, and then I get fat. The first one is really sweet, but second sip it wasn't as good, and then third sip going back to it here at the very end, it's really bitter.
going back to mine, I have mine aligned, and it's just going backwards, 4 to 1, in that order.
Mine's kind of over the place.
Yeah, mine's in order from 4 to 1.
All right.
Which is crazy because I thought last number 2 was going to be my number 1 for a while. So we gotta wait for Brady.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have one more sip.
He's still torn between 3 and 4.
I'm torn between 2 and 3.
I was torn.
4 is so rich in flavor, but easy to drink. It drinks, in my opinion, 4 drinks like the lowest proof out of all of these.
I agree.
But has the most flavor.
I agree.
And even though I like the fruitiness of class 3 more, 4 stands out to me because it's got a longer finish. It coats my tongue. I mean, like it sticks to my tongue for a while because of just how dense and rich it is.
Yep.
And I really, really like that. So I think I've got my ranking.
All right, so let's start from least. So my least is glass number 2.
My last place is number 2.
My last place is number 1.
So that's 4.
That's the Jimmy's batch. That's the new one. Looks like you got a backup.
Oh, y'all saw it on the video here first. Go ahead and clip that at 1 minute and 24 seconds.
I heard, all the reviews I heard of this one was really spicy. Everybody was saying this was a spicy Booker's.
But that bitterness is what's
So what was
Yes,
weird?
I don't mind the spiciness, but when I only get spiciness and bitter oak, it's a throw off for me. If you took glass 4 and added spiciness to it, it'd be a different story. I don't like that, but with it hanging in my throat and being bitter and
Glass
heavy.
4 or glass 3 was my third place,
Glass
which
three.
I contemplated it being my first place.
So,
glass
if
three
that
for
makes-
me.
Oh, you're off on that one.
So glass 3 is number 3.
My third place is glass 4, which is your last place. We're closer in line than,
1, 2, 3. My third place is glass 4.
which is the Jimmy's.
Yep.
Yep. So your last place,
My last place is number 2.
which is the Beam House, which is my third place. So you and I are swapped.
So my
Shelly's the outlier. He put the Beam House in second place.
Oh,
He put the Master Distiller.
So my second place is number 3.
Yep, that's the same. So we both put Master Distiller in second, which means we both put Springfield in first.
Hey,
That's your first two.
Feel done it again, baby.
So we'll go across the board here. So my last place, because that was kind of confusing.
Yeah.
My last place was Jimmy's Batch. Then third place was Beam House. Second was Master Distiller, and first was the Springfield.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because I love the Master Distiller and the Springfield when I tasted them, and those are the two I own, and I'm happy with that.
Okay, well, I guess
And the
I'll
Jimmy's
own-
coming to you.
I'm owning another Jimmy. But Jimmy, it was pretty good. Like I did a fresh crack yesterday just to let it air out. I did a small sample, but right off the bat it's good. I think once it opens up a little bit, we'll actually be able to enjoy it. But
Yeah, it finished third on mine, but like I contemplate when I first went through the first tasting, glass 2 was my number 1. You know,
Read them your fourth to
but
first.
I don't know the releases.
Beam
So,
House.
so Beam House is my 4th place. Jimmy's is my 3rd place.
Master Distiller.
Is 2nd, and then Springfield is 1. So this is I've had the Springfield this year, but other than that, I know I've had the Masters too.
We had
this is our third different Springfield.
But I skipped one video with you guys.
which I think was the Beam House one.
Yeah, so
I tried that one at Jim Beam and I didn't like it. But Shelly was on a big Booker's kick, so he bought it anyway. But he liked it, so I'm glad he liked it.
which is crazy because last year these guys was like, how you buy all these Bookers every year? Now look where we at. Now look where we at. I said the Booker year out, and now we over here collected.
But that's what I'm saying though, is like my top two are the two I own, and I paid $85, or I paid 100 for this one and 90 for this one. So 95 on average. Those are worth the 95. The other two, I'm glad I did not buy those because those I wouldn't pay $80 for those just because they're not my profile. I'm glad you like the Beam House
Yeah.
because I wasn't a fan of it at all, but it fit you, which is nice. I'm glad you enjoy it.
But Springfield is number 1, baby.
Springfield's so good.
So, guys, we're gonna do another video in early January, maybe. We're gonna bring the lineup. I know we talked about it earlier, so it'll be Springfield, Lumberyard,
and storytelling.
and Storyteller. We're gonna.
We might throw a fourth one in there.
Yeah.
We'll throw our top 4 bookers of all time in, is what we'll do.
Sound like the birthday barrel's coming to town.
Birthday barrel. Hey, bookers.
Just kidding. But I hope you guys enjoy the video and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I hope everybody has a prosperous new year. We're looking forward to bringing y'all tons of new stuff in 2025. And hopefully we can hit the 1,000 marker. The goal was to get it by the end of December, but we did pretty good. I think we're at 702 or something like that. Subscription is free, so be afraid to hit the subscription button. And thanks for watching. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.